First thing I want to do is thank Northern Tool for sponsoring this video. As you've all seen, I had those old wood beds that were starting to fall apart and rot, and I was looking for a replacement for them. And I searched around on the internet, and I actually, at first I was going to build them out of wood again, but then I know a lot of people are looking for, just to see some things that are available that they can buy. So I found these on Northern Tool, and I think they were the best ones that I could find out of all the sites. And actually, I contacted Northern Tool to see if they wanted to sponsor another video, and they said sure they would, and they shipped me 6 of these beds for replacing the other ones at no cost to me. So just wanted to let you know that this is a sponsored video, but it in no way reflects my feelings about them. So they arrived, you can see, in fairly small boxes. They everything was packaged well, no damage to anything, and the pieces are all protected well. Nice styrofoam on the ends and stuff, so nothing would get bent. So everything was in perfect condition in all 6 of the boxes, and this is just unpacking the one. You can see there were 4 corner pieces, a bag of hardware, and then there are 6 panels. There are 2 short ones for the ends, and then 4 longer ones that create the sides for these beds. They're fairly lightweight steel, and they are galvanized, which from what I understand is supposed to be good for a bed. It's not, it has no danger because the only thing it contains is zinc. So I figured these really, look nice, and they should work out good. So there's what they look like. Now, the only thing that I ran into with these that was really kind of a pain in the neck was they put this protective plastic film on, and it looks like it was applied before they manufactured and bent anything, so it's kind of thin around the corners and stuff. But it really did take a long time to get off. It took me, I'd say, about 45 minutes per bed, or maybe a little bit longer, just to peel all this protective plastic off. Now, I think it was really worthwhile because everything is in perfect shape. It protected it during shipping, during manufacturing and packing and everything else. So, there's a step that you have to go through that it takes a while, but I don't mind it because it just everything arrived in perfect shape. So I feel they did a really great job on this. But as you can see, it's really, when you're doing 6 beds and you wind up spending 5 hours to get all the plastic off, it does take time. And they come packed with a simple instruction book with them. And the corners have that on, and the outside of the panels, all the panels actually have that same plastic on there. So this is where the time came in, and it does build up the strength in your fingers by the time you get it off. But you can see underneath it, there's no damage to anything at all. So I just set up on a table outside my garage to do this. If you do have a big flat floor space or something, you want to bend over, you can do them on the floor too. It might be a little quicker and easier to assemble them on a large flat surface. But for me, I was just trying to make it so I could get a video and not have to do a lot of bending and stuff. So this worked out for me. So as I said, the biggest problem was getting the plastic off, and then there's how everything looked. With the plastic peeled. Each one came with a bag of hardware, and 5 out of the 6 had 1 extra screw in each bag, and the 6th one was missing 4, so it turned out good in the end. And all I used was a 8mm socket, deep socket there, and a Phillips head screwdriver. You could use a power driver, but I just wanted to do it by hand for now. It doesn't really take that long because they're not really long screws. So I just started by taking one of the short panels and putting the corner pieces on both sides. This is the one side of it. The 2 shorter panels are the ends. And then I went back, and this is the corner piece on the other side. And there's the two end panels. Now you can assemble it any way you want. I'm just showing you the easiest way for me. And then I took 2 of the longer side panels and I put them on one of the ends, which actually makes up half of the bed. And the same thing, all the hardware was there and in good shape. And I just used a little hand ratchet because I didn't want to over tighten them. Because you never know, you can strip these little nuts out if you use a power driver sometimes. So I got the one side on, and then this is just throwing back on or putting on the other side there. And then I just took that half and just set it on the other ones. Those are the 3 that I had already assembled. I figured I'd get some practice before I got to this point. And same thing, I'm just going to take the other half now and put the 2 side panels on it. Now at this point in time, they are, a little bit thin and flimsy feeling. So I got a couple pieces of straight wood and just set across the table to get a 6-foot long flat surface there. And then I just put the 2 pieces together like that, and they mate in the middle. They overlap there. At that joint in the middle, there are 3 crossbars that help hold the shape of the bed when you fill it. So, you put a crossbar in the top screw location, and then the second one down, and then the third one down there is just a screw without a crossbar, screwing a nut, and then the bottom one also gets a crossbar. So you can see there will be the metal bars going between the 2 sides in the bed, and if you don't like that, you're probably going to be better off going with a wood bed or something. But to me, it doesn't matter, because a lot of times I'll just break these up into 2 separate sides anyway, and it'll just be a matter of being careful when I'm using the pitchfork to turn them over in the spring. But so there it is. I just get one side, get everything all lined up, and then go back and tighten the screws. And then the same on the other side. You can see the 2 top screws have the crossbars, and then you skip one, and then the bottom one has one. And as you tighten everything up, it starts pulling together real nice and flat. You can see all those joints fit nice and tight when they're assembled. So that's basically what it took me to assemble one of these. It takes maybe 15 minutes to assemble it, but 45 minutes to get the coating off. So I'd leave about an hour for each bed, unless you're a lot faster than me. You can see they're made out of a very thin galvanized metal. The top seams are folded over there with a Dutch bend, so they're not sharp or anything. But you still may want to wear gloves when assembling these if you have tender hands, or you're afraid of getting cut, because there are a couple sharp corners and stuff that could get you in, before they're fully assembled. So right now I'm just stacking them up in my garage, because it's kind of too nasty out to be putting them in yet. So there's the first 4 of them all put together, and then that next one I ran into I had those extra screws left over, but the next one I wound up using them. And there's my little watcher. She's keeping an eye on me. You can see our bulbs are just starting to pop through now, so it won't be long till we have some flowers. So it's just a matter of putting them together, and this is the one that was missing 4 screws, so I wound up using most of the extra ones up, but everything in the end turned out. So if you buy just one, there is a possibility, I guess, that you could be short a little bit of hardware. So I figured it would be easiest, and I'd get the least amount of damage if I just loaded them in my trailer and took them all down at once. So you can see I just used that cardboard I had stacked between them to help align things, and stacked them all up in my dump trailer that I had to dig out anyway. And all 6 of them were just a actual perfect fit right there in the back of the trailer. That was nice. And it's time to head down around back by the garden with them and start installing them. So I did go around through the grass, and the lawn's still kind of a little bit muddy, but it's not too soft that I made really big ruts. I have to start rolling it about another couple days once it firms up a little bit more. But you can see we still have no leaves on anything yet, and grass is just starting to turn green, and basically spring, it looks like, is right around the corner. So here we are down at the garden, and it's a total disaster from last fall when we had all that rain and everything, and I never got out there to clean anything up. So, it's a mess I'm starting with, but there's those old wood beds that I'll be replacing. And these are those onions I had started inside. I put them out in the bed already, and this was the garlic that I started last fall that's already popped up and through. Just take a little spin, bringing the tractor back up around here, and you can see I've got this, got about 2 acres here of hill that all the trees are on, and it's just nothing but branches from all the high winds we've had lately, so I've got to get it out there and rake that up next. So this is the next day, and it's time to start installing these. So first thing I figured I'd do is I just scrape away the gravel from this one, and later on I found out it's easier to take the bed out first, but I got a couple inches of gravel, and then there's 6 mil polyethylene under everything, and this has been down for about 8 years now, I think. So, it's a good way to hold weeds back and stuff. And you can see there's a little bit of dirt in between a layer of polyethylene, but that comes on the gravel when you buy it and washes down through with the rain. But basically it won't hold weeds. So I'm just going to start digging out all of the dirt in the bed. At first I was just going to dig out around the edges and then across the center for those rods, and then I figured it'd be easier to just take everything out and sort through it, putting it back in. And this was kind of the best bed of them all, the strongest one that was left. The rest of them had like holes rotted through them and stuff. So I'm just gonna get this this bed out of the way now, and you can see I had them laying on top of the ground. Originally when I put them in, I dug down a couple inches and put some more compost and topsoil down there. So I'm just going to scrape it off level with the ground now to try to get a good smooth level surface to start with, and just throwing the dirt all in my other beds just to get it out of the way here. Then I figured I'd throw a string in place to make sure everything is straight and in line when I'm done. And I'll be doing several more videos about these and finishing up. I got to clean up this area. It's just, I never really finished it up, so now is going to be a good year to do it, I think. So then it's easy to just, once you got everything leveled and raked off, it was easy to just set it in place and kind of line it up with the string, and then just eyeball it to make sure it's square, because it's easy to make these into a parallelogram if you're not careful. So I just went around and just shifted a little bit here and there, and then I figured I ordered a couple boxes of this black plastic. I found it at Home Depot. It's the cheapest price, and they did free shipping, and these are just 6 foot wide by 100 foot rolls. This is one of them. I got another one too, because I have to pick up about 20 tons of gravel, and I'm going to redo some of the mulched area with gravel also, now that's all composted away. And find out that mulch costs twice as much as the pea gravel, so I'm going to use gravel on some of it this time. I'm just cutting off a bunch of 1 foot wide strips to fill any gap that was left between where the old bed was and the plastic that was down there originally, and the the edges of this new bed, because I don't want a place for weeds to be able to start growing. So all I'm going to do is just put it under the new bed a couple inches. I'm sliding it on, and just lap it over the old polyethylene that's there already. So that'll give me a good way I won't get weeds growing back in here easily. So I just went around all sides of this, and I did the exact same thing, just slipped some plastic in, and then went back and made sure the bed was squared up and located exactly where I wanted it, because I did shift it a little bit. And you can see these beds are they're still fairly light, and they're still a little flimsy feeling and stuff, so you have to be careful at this point and make sure you square everything up. And then I just put a little bit of gravel back around here to hold it down, because it's a really windy day out today. It's cold and it's windy, that's all I can say, but it's a good day to work outside. And I'm just going to pull some of that old gravel back over on it. And like I said, I'll be picking up a couple trailer loads once I can go out again. We're kind of on lockdown until, let's see, May 1st. I think they moved it up to now. So I'm kind of can't get any more mulch, or I can't get any more compost, and I can't get any stone or anything till then. So this will be an ongoing project. But I got some stone raked back around the outside there, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw some of that compost topsoil mix that I took out of there back in, and all I did, I just folded that black plastic back up against the side there. It was like 2-3 inches there, and I'm just using the dirt to hold that up and seal that up good, so it should keep weeds out. Plus, it's really good. It's a good way to define the exact shape of the bed and get it nice and squared up at this point in time. These aren't something that you'd want to take a bucket load and just dump the whole thing in at once. You want to do it a little bit at a time and just make sure everything is, square and evenly distributed and stuff as you go. And it took me a while to, get it back in there, but give me time to pick out that chickweed, which is, something crazy that I get growing every year out here. It just comes out of nowhere, comes back. Maybe some roots in the dirt or something that stay, and they just bring it back. And then I'm scraping up the old mulch here that's turned to compost also, and adding a couple layers of that in between the this other compost and topsoil that was previously in there. So now I'm seeing that, as I fill them a little bit at a time, they're really starting to get rigid and, really look nice. I'm real happy with them, the way they look and stuff. So it is it does take me a while the way I do it, one shovel at a time. But there's the first one that's all full and installed and ready to start. I'll probably just take this one and fill it up with shallots the next day or two just to get them going, because it'll be too late to start them pretty soon. And you can see there's a bar across the middle there, but actually I was really surprised. You can see how straight all these walls still are, even when they're full. I expected to see them bow out a little bit just because of the material that they're made out of and stuff, but they didn't. They really stiffened up once I filled them up. And I mean, you wouldn't want to hit them with a pitchfork or something, I don't think, when you're turning it over. But you want to be a little careful. But you can see there they really did stay nice and straight. And there's that bar across the middle. That's always going to be there. So that doesn't bother me. But if it bothers someone, you may want to build wooden ones. But now it's time to start another one. And this one I took all the dirt out of this one, and I'm just going to scrape the gravel back later. Turned out a little bit easier without the bed in the way and stuff. You can kind of see the camera strap, how it's blowing in the wind. It's really cold and windy out today. And it would be, easier if you had two people doing this to move them without damaging them. But you can see I can do it. And you always make sure that those two crossbars are on the high side, and then the missing one, and then the one single one on the bottom. So same thing, I went through, got everything lined up, and put the plastic down around the edges there to just kind of protect it from weeds, and then went back through and started filling it, and got it all squared up, and that plastic pushed back to start out with, and then I just went back and started putting some more dirt in there until it was full, and I left room for some more compost when I get out to put in that one also. So 2 down and time for a nap, and I don't know how long these will last, but I'm definitely sure they'll last a lot longer than the wooden ones that I had put in there about 6 years ago. So I just thought I'd do this first video and stop at this point before it got too long, and then I'll be doing a little bit more about replacing the rest of them. And I'd really like to thank Northern Tool for sponsoring this video. So if you're looking for some really nice looking, long-lasting steel beds, these are really a nice option. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.